I think there's certain value in in always being open to what's out there that is art. What is art? And even inviting that question into your life all the time, and being open to a never-ending cascade of answers that will never end. It's always an enlightening experience when you forget yourself. Even forget yourself for 1 second. Even if you forget what you're thinking about for 1 second. It's always enlightening. That 1 second that you forget yourself is a window into a universe.
Art is, for me, everything. I went to art school and I spent 3 years learning what art was supposed to be and what art wasn't and what it should be and what kind of content should be in it and stuff like that. And that turned me off from what art is. And then I approached it in a different way, and I decided that for me, art is everything that I'm going to do. So if I put extra effort into a special meal or something like that, it becomes an art piece because it's now so much better than the average that it just becomes this something to be seen once, and then it will never be made again because I don't ever write down my recipes. So I will make a version of it over and over again, but every time it's a new thing. And so for me, art is everything.
The Extra 90.5 Newsroom.
Hello there, we're just wrapping up on Naked Angel Virgin Vinyl with my co-host Lester, and he's also brought the camera today, so we've been doing a little bit of video work here of Angel on Naked Angel Virgin Vinyl, so that's been pretty cool. And you've just been listening to Diane Country Queen, a random album that I picked out of the Trent archives of vinyl. So.
And you said you had a personal connection with that song?
Yeah, actually, the night they drove Old Dixie down was a tune that in the early 80s, my Annie Michelle, who plays the guitar and she's a Peterborough artist, she would play that music around the campfire when we were kids with my mom and my sister and my 2 brothers around the Kinner campgrounds and out there in the Kawarthas.
Well, then obviously cut to your Annie Michelle performing this song for us on camera for the MAP web series.
I would like to include her. It would just be a matter of going out to Ennismore with your car, with the camera, with a guitar, and I'm sure she'd be game. She's a performer in town. She often plays at the Lighthouse out there at Quarry Park in the summertime. She plays there a couple Saturdays, and we probably could catch her in another performance too. She's always performing around town.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to play, it's actually 10 to 10, and we're wrapping up here, and we're going to play a little bit more of the album that you brought. So can you tell us a little bit more?
This is 45 by they're a rock band, really rock.
I love it that it's Canadian and that we're going to be giving back to our friends, and the SoCan is going to be able to give them some royalties, hopefully.
No, we need to use like Helvetica.
Vinyl.
Even
Needs
if
to be
it's
as
just
neutral
like a
as
$20
possible.
check, that's good.
Art.
That's awesome.
Oh, me and Art go way back. Yeah. What is art? Art is strategic or not. Art's a whole lot of things. Art's really fun. Art. Yeah, Art and I go way back. Way back. So the process of making a screen to get to this point is you get a blank screen and you coat it and you dry it and then you burn it and then you wash it out and then you dry it and then you tape it off and then you put the ink on and do your test print and then do your print. That's what you're gonna see.
So how often do you do this? Is this your job?
5 days a week.
This is primarily your job is to make these prints?
With the bricks, yeah.
With the bricks?
Yeah.
And what is the bricks for?
Well, then I can be a brick technician.
Why does it have to be heavy?
You got to make a really good sandwich between the glass and the photo emulsion, and the positive, which is the word for the film, which is the word for the piece of paper that you put under there to block the light. You could put other things. You could put actual objects under there to block the light. Now we wait.
A vase of flowers doesn't change. The model is constantly changing a little bit, like the pose, the mood, whatever. So you have to try to encapsulate that in one painting, capture a moment in time. In this case, we have Thomas for 3 weeks, 3 different days. So from week to week, he's actually changing. When he comes in, it's a different mood. So you try to, take an average of what you probably select what you want from each week. Art is probably a distraction from normal life.
What is normal life?
Chores, getting things done. So when I come here, this is my time. So I can just escape into my own head, essentially. It's pretty much a meditative thing. Because time just goes very quickly. And at the end of it, you've captured something, hopefully. I think I'm trying to capture a little bit of sadness, probably. With the blue, actually, I'm trying to take him out of this situation and put him on a rock, literally. So that the blue is the sky, essentially. So it kind of takes it out of this studio environment.
The more I understand about the human race, the less I comprehend about our purpose and place. And maybe if there was a clearer line, the curiosity would satisfy. Time-based prophecies that kept me from living. At the moment I am struggling, trusting the divinity of all the guides.
This is art. This is art. Art enriches our lives, and it enriches our community, and we can't live without it. I'll put more blue in.
We have some wrapped buses in this town with advertising, but I think the idea was to produce a design that would raise the game a little bit, make it look a bit more exciting. What Jimson did, which I thought was brilliant, is he did the top of the bus. And apparently there was this comment, well, nobody sees the top of the bus, and the response was, anybody who's above the first floor of a building on George Street sees the top of the bus, which I thought was a really good comment. There's this idea of the sort of gloopy lumps of paint kind of moving down George Street was just something that I really wanted to see. I mean, I'd still love to see this wrapped around a bus. The idea of the strength of colour and the pattern and something that would make people stop and look, the hope that people would stop and look. Let's see if I can find the original painting. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the original. That's the painting is based on.
Wow.
I think art is an expression of feelings more than anything else.
I'm interested in the play of light on the human form, but I'm also interested in a composition that isn't necessarily just here is a body. I'm happy to take parts of the pose and work on them. In fact, I seldom do the whole figure. Normally I do just a chunk of the figure. art is joy, because it takes me away from the rest of the world. I've been doing art for 15 to 20 years. Started part-time and now it's full-time. I paint and draw and sculpt every day. I left my old job early. I retired early so that I could do this full-time.
So you must be joyful every day then?
I'm joyful every day. It's the happiest time of my life, and I'm so glad I did it.
What is art?
Art is these socks. I can't take this seriously. What isn't art? That would be the question. What isn't art?
I was quite excited when I saw the open call for the bus wrap competition through ArtSpace, and just was saying, okay, I've enjoyed seeing what's been on the public transit. How can I interpret my art onto that?
Did you get any feedback from the jury?
No feedback. No, I basically got our regrets, which unfortunately that happens when you're an artist and you're entering competition and so forth. With becoming an artist, it's one of those things, it's a genetic fault. You have no choice in the matter. You're sketching, you're drawing, you're playing with your mashed potatoes, you're making, volcano mountains and all sorts of different things with your gravy and that, and you just do what you do. Being as an artist now, what I find that inspires me is I'm drawn to decay. I'm drawn to things that are fragile and at risk. Most of my work focuses on heritage buildings, barns and so forth in Ontario, as well as with my sort of father's influence when he was out in Newfoundland. I deal with the vanishing outports, the vanishing little villages there that are decaying and disappearing, because there will be a time they're gone. Art is a wonderful way of expressing what is inside and what you experience around you. We're in our backyard. It's a wonderful place, downtown Peterborough. We moved here 7 years ago and just fell in love with Peterborough. The art community, the focus on the arts, that it really inspires you to do great work and different work. And that's why I really love Peterborough, and to go and push yourself and to push your own boundaries. Because I never thought until this competition of ever putting my art on a bus, and I really was pleased with my results. I didn't win, but I'm looking forward to seeing the winner's work and seeing it on the street.